Last week on That Bus Show.
The Easter egg hunt takes place for 4 weeks leading up to Easter weekend. It started out where we picked 4 local cities where we would have the eggs. This year we're changing it up a little bit and doing 2 local cities and 2 virtual eggs.
And Brian can't hide the egg.
You know what?
Brian can't hide the egg in Portland.
Brian should not hide the Easter egg because his friend has found the egg twice.
I don't think Brian needs to hide the egg because he sucks at it.
Well, Brian shouldn't hide the egg for one simple reason. Everybody finds it in like 2 seconds.
A few things you guys may not know about, I've hid multiple eggs over the last 4 years. I don't just hide Portland's, and I've also not hid Portland's egg. I've hid Gallatin's and thought I nailed it, and the guy found it at 8 a.m. the next morning. Yeah, there's some chatter that my best friend has found 2 of the eggs the last 4 years. One being Nashville that I did not hide, and one being Portland that I did hide.
You know, after a little bit of thought, probably about that much, I've decided I'm gonna go talk to Brian. He's not gonna hide the eggs. Hey, Brian. We need to talk. Can I get your attention? So, Brian, I need to talk to you just a minute.
Okay, what's it concerning?
The Easter egg hunt.
Oh, my favorite time.
Well, here's the problem, Brian. I've decided that you're not going to hide any eggs this year. Any, and there's a reason for that. Every year that you've hidden an egg, it seems like the same person has won the egg. The first couple of times you did it, they won it in like 2 minutes. Your clues were terrible, and I just can't trust you to do that. So I'm going to hide all the eggs this year.
You've twisted it into a trust issue.
Well, I mean, part of it is I don't trust your judgment on where you're putting the eggs. That's it. I just don't trust your judgment.
Right.
So I know I can trust myself. I know I can. I've trusted myself.
But a highly ranked government official and the police force was smart enough to find the egg, and it just happened to be
a friend of yours.
My closest friend.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Seems a little bit strange.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're getting secondhand information.
I was a part of it. I was a part of it. I was there.
Right. I mean, the Gallatin one underneath the bridge, the poplar.
Yeah.
Tupler. That was found the next morning.
Yeah.
You know.
Probably somebody you knew too.
I did not.
I'm gonna make you swear to it.
The Portland one was found 3rd or 4th day.
Well, that's just because you told me.
Huckball's best friend that helped give him the nickname found the very first one in Portland that you hid out there at the abandoned
Huckball
building.
didn't work here then. He wouldn't have known except you telling him. Once again, I think you're the leak.
Taking the ability to hide the egg and to take part of this, be a behind the scenes part of it, stripping that power from me is no different than me not ever getting a jacket.
Now folks, Brian wants that driver's jacket worse than a sinner wants to sin.
Jacket, jacket, jacket.
There is a quote unquote written set of rules, a book, somewhere in his vault that you have to be a you have to be a driver for 5 years. It never says full-time, part-time, a driver for 5 years. And you get a jacket, and then every year after that, you get a patch.
5 years as a driver here, you get a jacket. He quit driving 4 years, 11 months, and 29 days.
I have been holding the steering wheel for this company since '07. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and put myself out there and go, driver, there's different definitions of drivers. But I have legally and professionally drove for this company since '07. So if you do the math, 2018, 2007, that should be 1 jacket, 6 patches.
It is what it is. He didn't make it. He should have waited before he quit, but it was his choice. He quit, and he did not earn the jacket. So I'm not going to give him a participation jacket. It's going to have to be earned, and he's not earned a jacket as a driver. That's simple.
If you just show me the book that says those rules, I'll drop it.
There is no Easter egg jacket, so you're not going to be punished on that, okay? So we're cutting you off from hiding the eggs just simply because I think that upper management can do a better job.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take it off myself.
I mean this in no disrespect, because you have been way more than good to me in the last 11, 12 years. You strip me from the hiding the egg powers.
Yes.
I will not wear the chicken suit, period.
Oh. So
this is a give take.
You're giving me the ultimatum now.
Yes.
All
you
right.
want me to dress up as a chicken and run around my hometown, which I'm a legend in,
Golly.
and then not let me participate when it's actually the important neat stuff?
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do.
Friends, you're about to witness the true art of negotiation, or as we call it in these parts, when Eric and Jim get their way.
I'll have 3 of them by myself, and I'll have 1 with you. And we'll see if the same people win, and if they do, then we'll see there's a problem. How about that?
I'll go with that.
Okay. Will you wear the chicken suit the right way?
Yeah.
Because you wore it backwards last year. The giblets were in the back. They're supposed to be in the front.
Don't know whether you coming or going.
Yeah, that's right. You got to wear it right, though. Okay?
I'll agree to that.
Okay, all right. I'll head out and try to scope out a few places to maybe hide this egg. You know, it's a lot harder to hide these eggs than you think. You think it would just be easy. You just put it here, but you got to get the clues to go along with it. You know, so that part kind of makes it a little more difficult. I could hide it in that tree right here, but you got to also have it on, you know, property that somebody can get to, that's they're not going to get arrested, that they're not going to get hurt. I mean, there's a lot of things you got to think about when trying to come up with that. So it's a task. So I do this right here. I go and search out some places. I'm going to look right. I got something in mind. I'm going to go over and see about. That might be a good spot maybe to hide one of these eggs. Okay, so I could stop here, right here with my buddies at Gibson Furniture. What if we put the egg, like, hid it under a bed in there, or under a pillow, or under one of the cushions? You know, everybody loses stuff in the cushions, the remote control, things like that. What if we did it in there? And I could not only find the egg, you might find some change in there too. Yeah, and maybe a milk dud or some other things. I'll check with my buddies here at Gibson Furniture, see if we can do that, because I could disguise that, talk about stuff, and then people could go in if they're getting close and go in there and rummage through their store, and then they end up buying a bunch of stuff. And these guys would be happy too. See, it's a win-win deal. I always try to think of others too. You know, right here in the big city of Gallatin, Tennessee, I don't know if you know it or not, but there's a famous country singer buried right here. Did you know it? Did you know it?
They didn't.
No, didn't know it. Well, I'm going to tell you who's buried here, and then you're going to tell me if you know who that is. Right here buried in this mausoleum is Harold Jenkins. So let me ask you at home, do you have any idea who Harold Jenkins is? Does that ring a bell to any of you? He had many, many, many hits. Died way early. I mean, and was probably way ahead of his time. He would be the equivalent to today's person of a Luke Bryan or an Al Dean or a Blake Shelton, someone of that nature. Do you have any idea who it is? Harold Jenkins is also known as Conway Twitty.
Now, did you know that Conway Twitty had 55 #1 singles and sold more than 50 million records? Here's something I bet you didn't know. The first thing Elvis did when he met Conway was sing one of Conway's songs to him.
Conway was a phenomenal singer and entertainer. How about that? A little trivial on top of that. So see, I could do that. That would have been a great way to tell that's what I look for, is something like that where I can tell some kind of a story, or the clues have something to do. But now that I've done that, I mean, I don't know if that worked. I should have kept that to myself. Once again.
You're smart for your own good, Eric.
I am. I sometimes think I don't know, I should have been something else.
Oh, he's riding.
Back off! Back off, man! Back off!
Next week on That Bus Show.
I think I saw his giblets.